dive into the rich tapestry of Indian history as we explore the story of the Ayodhya Ram Mandir. Ayodhya, a city steeped in myth and legend, holds a special place in the hearts of millions. Not just a city, but a symbol of faith, a cornerstone of culture, and a focal point of political discourse. Nestled in the heart of this ancient city is the Ram Mandir, or the abode of Lord Rama, a deity revered in Hindu mythology. Legend has it that Ayodhya is the birthplace of Lord Rama, an avatar of Lord Vishnu, who is considered the preserver and protector in the Hindu Trinity. The Ram Mandir, therefore, is not just a temple, but a testament to the divine birth of a deity who is deeply etched in the collective conscience of a civilization. The origins of the Ram Mandir are shrouded in the mists of time. It is said to date back to the ancient era, a time when epics were penned and deities walked the earth. The temple has been a beacon of faith, drawing millions of pilgrims from across the globe who embark on a spiritual journey to this holy city, seeking solace and enlightenment. However, the tale of the Ram Mandir is not just one of faith and devotion. It is a narrative that has been shaped and reshaped by the ebb and flow of history. From the ancient era to the medieval times, from the colonial period to the post-independence years, the Ram Mandir has stood witness to the changing contours of India's historical landscape. The story of the Ram Mandir is also intrinsically linked to the complex tapestry of Indian politics. It has been a fulcrum around which debates on secularism, religion, and identity have revolved, shaping the political discourse in the country. As we move forward, remember that the history of Ayodhya Ram Mandir is intertwined with faith, culture, and politics. It is a microcosm of the larger narrative of India, reflecting the complexities and nuances of a diverse and vibrant nation. The tale of Ayodhya Ram Mandir takes a dramatic turn during the medieval era. As we journey deeper into the annals of time, we arrive at the period of Mughal rule, a time of profound cultural exchange, but also of significant upheaval. The Mughal era, spanning from the early 16th to the mid-19th century, was marked by the establishment of one of the most powerful empires in the Indian subcontinent. It was during this period, specifically under the reign of the first Mughal emperor Babur, that the narrative of Ayodhya Ram Mandir experienced a decisive twist. Historical accounts suggest that Babur, in his quest to establish Mughal dominance, allegedly ordered the demolition of the original Ram Mandir. This temple, believed to mark the birthplace of Lord Ram, was of great significance to the followers of Hinduism. The demolition was not merely an act of destruction, but an attempt to redefine the historical and cultural landscape of Ayodhya. In its place rose the Babri Masjid, a mosque that would stand for hundreds of years. The construction of the Babri Masjid is a pivotal event in the tale of Ayodhya Ram Mandir, as it sparked an enduring conflict between two of India's major religious communities. This conflict, rooted in the struggle for control over a single piece of land, would endure for centuries, shaping the socio-political narrative of the region. The Babri Masjid, named after Babur, was not just a symbol of Mughal architectural prowess, but also of a deeper cultural shift. It represented the changing dynamics of power and faith, a shift that would set the stage for centuries of discord. This period marked a significant shift in the history of the Ayodhya Ram Mandir, setting the stage for centuries of conflict. The tale of this temple is a tale of power, faith, and identity, and as we delve further into its history, we will uncover how these elements intertwine to shape the destiny of Ayodhya Ram Mandir. Ride the waves of time to the era of British rule and the post-independence period in India. As we delve into this chapter, we find the British Raj playing a significant role in the Ayodhya dispute. It was during the mid-19th century, under the Raj, that the conflict over the Ayodhya site came to a head. The communal riots of 1853 and 1855 marked a pivotal point in the dispute. These violent clashes between the Hindu and Muslim communities were ignited by the contested ownership of the site. The British administration, in an attempt to maintain peace, erected a fence around the site, effectively dividing it into two sections. The inner court was given to the Muslims, and the outer court was left for the Hindus. Fast forward to the 20th century, and independent India saw a resurgence of the dispute. It was during this time that legal suits began to be filed for the ownership of the site. In 1949, a significant event occurred. Statues of Ram were mysteriously placed inside the mosque, leading to an uproar and the eventual locking of the gates by the government. The 1950s and 1960s saw the filing of several lawsuits from both Hindu and Muslim parties, each claiming rightful ownership of the site. The courts became a battleground, echoing the physical confrontations of the past. Each side presented historical evidence and religious texts to support their claims, but a resolution remained elusive. As the decades rolled on, the dispute over the Ayodhya site continued to simmer. It was more than just a legal battle over land, it had become a symbol of the broader religious tensions in post-independence India. The Ayodhya dispute was no longer simply about the ownership of a piece of land. It had morphed into a reflection of the religious, cultural, and political complexities of a diverse nation. The dispute over the Ayodhya Ram Mandir continued to simmer, reflecting the broader religious tensions in post-independence India. The year 1992 marked a turning point in the Ayodhya Ram Mandir saga. A series of events that would leave an indelible mark on the psyche of the nation unfolded on the 6th of December. The Babri Masjid, a mosque that had stood for more than 4 centuries, was demolished by a large group of Hindu nationalists. This action was driven by the belief that the mosque had been built over the birthplace of Lord Ram, a revered deity in Hinduism. The demolition was not a spontaneous act, but a culmination of a long-standing dispute between Hindus and Muslims. It was a moment that ignited deep-seated communal tensions, sparking waves of violence across the country. The bloodshed that ensued claimed the lives of more than 2,000 people and left countless more injured and displaced. The Babri Masjid demolition also had far-reaching legal and political implications. It led to a series of court cases that would drag on for years, as both communities sought legal recognition of their respective claims. The tension between the rule of law and religious sentiments was palpable, putting the Indian judiciary in a delicate position. Politically, the demolition led to a realignment of forces. The Hindu nationalist Bharatiya Janata Party, or BJP, which had supported the campaign for the construction of the Ram Mandir, rose to prominence in the political landscape. The incident also marked a decisive shift in the nature of Indian politics, with religion becoming a major factor in electoral politics. In the aftermath of the demolition, the site remained a flashpoint for communal tensions for years. Various attempts at reconciliation and negotiation between the two communities were made, but a definitive resolution remained elusive for nearly 3 decades. The demolition of the Babri Masjid was a seismic event, the repercussions of which are still felt today. This single act of destruction marked a pivotal moment in the Ayodhya Ram Mandir saga, forever changing the course of India's socio-political landscape. The Ayodhya Ram Mandir story culminates in the 21st century. After years of disputes and debates, the Supreme Court of India, in a landmark verdict in November 2019, cleared the path for the construction of a Ram temple at the disputed site. This decision was a significant milestone, bringing an end to a centuries-old conflict that had deeply divided the nation. The Supreme Court, in its judgment, ordered the disputed land of 2.77 acres to be handed over to a trust to oversee the construction of the Ram temple. It also instructed the government to provide a 5-acre plot elsewhere in Ayodhya for the construction of a mosque. The verdict was seen as a balanced judgment, addressing the sentiments of both the Hindu and Muslim communities. This decision was met with a mixed response from the nation. While some celebrated it as a victory of faith, others saw it as a compromise on secular principles. It was a monumental moment that had a significant impact on the socio-political fabric of the country. Following the verdict, the construction of the new temple began. The foundation stone was laid in August 2020, marking the beginning of a new era. The design of the temple is envisioned to be grand and majestic, symbolizing the divine presence of Lord Ram. It's estimated to be completed in 3 to 3.5 years, and when finished, it's expected to become a major pilgrimage site, attracting devotees from across the globe. The construction of the new temple, therefore, is not just about a structure of bricks and mortar. It's about the reclamation of a cultural and religious identity, the healing of old wounds, and the hope for peaceful coexistence. With the Supreme Court's verdict, a new chapter began in the history of the Ayodhya Ram Mandir. This chapter is not just about the past, but also about the future, a future that seeks to balance faith, history, and the rich cultural diversity of India.